Hello everyone, welcome again to the channel. In my last video, I mentioned I would like to share some important information with you if you're considering coming to Portugal for a vocational training program. In this video, I'll be talking about questions you might have, which is if you can work while studying as a vocational training student, and also I'll be adding an additional tip, which is if these vocational schools offer accommodation. You don't want to miss this one, right? Please remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video to create awareness. All right, let's get right to the discussion. Now, the first vital information I would like to share is about working while studying for a vocational training program in Portugal. The truth is that majority of this program is a full-time program. Even if it's a one-year program, it is a full-time program. It doesn't even give you time. It's so dedicated. It's so tight. The schedule is so tight. Their class schedule timetable is usually from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mondays through Fridays. Imagine if you have to go to school from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. from Monday to Fridays, where is the time to get a job and work while doing a vocational training? Right. If you round up from class at 5 p.m., you might think you can get a job between that time and maybe midnight. Dear family, it doesn't work that way. Not even in Portugal. It doesn't work that way. You definitely need time to rest, get ready for classes the next day. Obviously, most of the jobs don't even employ part-time workers. They usually want a full-time worker. So it's even very difficult. Very, very difficult to work as a vocational training student in Portugal. And even if you manage to get a job and fail to balance the timing for both your job and your vocational training program, if it affects your attendance and performance at school, even at your work, of course, you would either lose your job or you get expelled from the school. And you don't want that, especially the tourism school, hospitality and tourism school in Lisbon. You don't want to be expelled, right? So if you find a part-time job, you might be thinking of doing the part-time job. They don't even have a part-time job in Portugal. They don't have. And even if you manage to find, do you know Portuguese? Do you know how to speak Portuguese? This is why I wanted to share this information. For those of you that might be considering all of this, I just want you to get prepared, okay? I'm not saying you shouldn't come to Portugal to study, but I'm trying to prepare your mind so that you know what is ahead. Most of the non-English speaking countries have language barrier, okay? It doesn't matter if they have jobs in the country or they don't have jobs in the country. You have to understand that if you're going to a country where they don't speak English, you have to learn the language for you to be able to integrate properly. And if you don't want to get frustrated. In Portugal, for you to even get a job, you need Portuguese. There are very, very limited amount of English jobs in Portugal. So now, working as a vocational training student in Portugal, the chances are very slim. Now, the purpose of this video is for you to get your funds ready, everything you need, your financial needs to cover you all through the duration of that program. If it's 1 year, if it is 6 months, if it's 2 years, if it's a year and a half, make sure you get every single thing you need so you don't get stranded. You don't want to get stranded, right? So please make sure you get the funds that will be able to cover your accommodation, cover your feeding, cover your living expenses. Imagine at school, you have to purchase some materials for your experiments. You need money to do all these things. So you just don't want to be frustrated. Please make sure you have enough funds to cover all of this. Okay, all good. If you're lucky, you might get a job. That's a plus. So I don't know if it works for you, you might get a job and you might be able to combine both of them and do well. But nevertheless, it depends on your choice again. It depends on your decision. This is just my, I'm just sharing this based on my personal experience and, from the information I've gathered so far. Now, the additional tip I would be talking about here is on accommodation. Do they offer accommodation? Does these vocational schools offer accommodation? The question is no. In fact, it is very slim. Even if you find one offering accommodation, I don't even think I've seen anyone, except if you're on scholarship, and the scholarship is, the chances are so slim. So the truth is, they don't offer accommodation as you think, which is another reason why you have to make sure your finances are able to cover all of these things. Okay, you have to sort out everything yourself, everything that you need to. Just have it in mind that you're coming to school in Portugal, okay, and then you have to take care of yourself. Everything you need to live and survive abroad, you need to take care of that yourself. So prepare yourself ahead, get everything you need to help you at least up until you finish your program and then get a job, which is my wish for every one of you. And another good thing is that most of the programs accept installment payments. So if you're already in the country, at least they help you manage the way you pay the tuition. So instead of paying it once at a go, so it doesn't get you overwhelmed, you can pay in installments, which is, of course, that would make it easier for you to cope. So you can pay in 10 installments. At least the one that is 1,500, you pay 150 euro every month for 10 months. If it's 1,200, you pay 120 euro for 10 months. So it depends. Even if there's going to be any form of support or stipends from the school, it's not going to help that much, which isn't really an option because it's a short program. It's probably 1 year, 2 years max. So that is everything I would like to share with you all. So please make sure you have enough funds to cover your living expenses while studying as a vocational training student in Portugal. So this is the end of the video for today. If you found this helpful, please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. Okay, thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.